Well, once again, welcome back to another episode of the Bush TV. In this one, guys, it's obvious I'm back in the same spot, well, sort of, where I was on the last trip, Silverwater Hut. Now this time is a different ball game. This time round I've brought some equipment in, so I'm going to attempt to have a bit of a clean up around here. It's going to be a bit of a big job. I am on my own on this one. There was a lot of people interested in giving me a hand, but it was a bit spontaneous and I'm here. So kudos to everyone who has tried to obviously attempt to contact me to give me a hand in here. There's not much room in here either. I mean, the only other way I would have done it is maybe camped at Wren's and done a day run in here with everyone and just cleaned up. So I'm going to attempt this tomorrow. So I've already started cleaning up. Obviously you can see there's a bit of wood missing and all that sort of stuff. It's pushing time now, so I have set up. Be a nice basic dinner tonight. I had to move the vehicle several times. Generally I push things back about 3 meters from the fire, except for the old days when we used to roll the swag out right next to the fire. That's what we used to do, right? So like I said, I moved it around a couple of times. I wasn't too sure. There's a whole heap of jumping jacks just here. I had the car up on this hill at a nice little flat spot, and I picked up a rock and it was full of jumping jacks. So I left them alone and I camped down there. It's okay anyway. So, but right now I'm going to kick back for a little bit. I have a couple of little things to set up in the camp. Nothing major. It'll be a nice easy meal. Like I said, I might just cook up some snags tonight. I've got a bit of like potato salad and coleslaw. We'll mix up a bit of gravy, put the billy on. Fire's going nice over there now, so yeah, a nice relaxing night and a hard day tomorrow. I'm going to attempt to clean this up, so it's going to be a bit of work. I brought some spray as well. Got some blackberry spray that I have brought and a 5 litre spray container. First thing is first, in the morning after breakfast I'm going to clear a little bit of a track down to the Jamison River. It's just down there, so things have changed so much here, I tell you what. And that hut, looking at it from here, there's a bit of work involved. So I'm going to have a crack at this and see how we go. There's no promises. I do have a full day here tomorrow, and as you can see behind me, these blackberries have absolutely inundated the hut. So I'll give it a go and yeah, see how we go. This episode is proudly supported by Sign Shop Australia, the Licola Caravan Park, YV Sheds and Barns and Admiral Towing. Further supported by Vic High Country Trips, Info and Vehicle Setups on the Facebook page. To be sure not to miss an episode of the Bush TV, make sure you hit the bell notification and then click all, and when I drop a live video, you will be notified straight away. Feels like it's a little bit of deja vu happening here. It wasn't that long ago, maybe about a month. It was a lot dustier back then, but anyways, we're back down on the Mount Sunday Road and just about to like head down a little bit down here to Jamison S track, or it's Hanford track actually, then it turns to Jamison S track. And this is where the expedition or adventure begins. This time round I am going to clear the track and we're going to clear around that hut. So well, hopefully it's a success. I've got a couple of tools on this one, and then we'll spend a couple of days here, and then I'm going to break camp and let's say almost continue where I was going to go before I had the breakdown on the last trip. So it was a good excuse to sort of come back in and yeah, something different as well. Like there's been a lot of people wanting to come away with me to do this, but obviously it's a little bit shorter notice. I only sort of made a decision to do this about, honestly, 2 days ago. So anyway, it is what it is. I am down on the Mount Sunday Road. It is now 1:30 in the afternoon. Non-daylight saving time this time. Last time I was here, it was daylight saving time. So like back then, it would have been 2:30 in the afternoon. So here we go. Let's get down there. It's a good day. There's not meant to be any rain, and if there is, it doesn't really matter. The other thing I'm going to do is I am going to clear a track also down to the Jamison River, and I've got worms this time. I've got a fly rod and a spinning rod. So let's have a fish in the spare time that I do get down at this spot. So yeah. As I head up Hanford Creek Track towards Jamison S Track, I knew what was in store. The track was slightly overgrown, so what I did is got out and cleared some of the blackberries before some of the mud holes. This made life a lot easier, not just for me, but for whoever else is coming through the track. Looks like someone's been here because that tree, I think's been cleared. If that's the case, then someone's cleared one tree and I just drove over the second one. This is where I was walking last time. We'll see what happens. We get up to the track junction. So obviously this saved me a bit of time too if I've done that. So kudos to whoever's done that. You've obviously maybe watched my video. So if you have, we'll see what the hut looks like this time. Right, I just got out of the car. I'm at the junction now. So someone has been here. I don't know when. If you've been here, let me know who it is if you're not down there already. So they've been here. There's tracks that go down to the hut, so that saves me quite a few hours. Just going to have a quick look down here and see what it looks like. I'm not going to walk it. Obviously they've been down, so it should be clear. Okay, it looks clear. I'm going to drive down. Let's go and have a look. Well, Silverwater Hut, here we are again. This time I didn't have to do anything on the way in, but tomorrow I've got a job ahead of me. There's also a bit of a job ahead of me right now. I'm going to tidy up some of this wood around here and try and find a nice spot to camp and then start my mission to clean up this joint. First things first, you know what it is, right? Cheers. Oh, there's a nice big bull ant nest in that fire. Just lifted up one piece of burnt wood and they're all under there. So I just put it back and unfortunately for them, that's where I'm having my fire. My plan to stay at Sweetwater Lodge was meant to be for 2 nights. Things changed. Overnight I had an unexpected visitor that caused a lot of carnage to the vehicle. You'll have to wait and see later on in the video on what that was. Sweetwater Lodge was built in 1988 and the veranda was added on in 1989. The name Sweetwater Lodge came from one of the builders as they'd finished the project and walked out, took a sip of beer and decided to call it Sweetwater Lodge. New Holland Mining took over the lease of the river flats to look for gold, and they changed the name when they lived in it to Silverwater Hut. Pacific Asia took on the gold lease and they wouldn't let the builders back in. Sweetwater Lodge has survived fires and conservationists trying to pull down huts in the area. Well, I was up bright and early. It was a good night's sleep. It's a cracking day. It's time for a bit of breakfast, and then I'm going to hit those blackberries and we'll see how we go with that. Alright, so guys, it's time for me to get off my ass and have a crack at those blackberries. I've had this whipper snipper for quite a while now. It's pretty much, well, it is brand new, so it's going to be the good test. It's quite, we'll see how we go. I'm not putting the guard on it. I'm just going to go at how I go and then see what happens. Obviously watching out in there for like European wasp nests and stuff like that, so that's the main concern. I think like snakes and things will just disappear, but European wasps, they're everywhere at the moment in the high country. It's a bit of a shame. In saying that, I will put this in a time-lapse mode and we'll see how we go with this. Wish me luck. Well, I reckon that took about an hour and a half. It wasn't too bad in between. I had to keep adjusting this strap. My whole arm's like tingling now. It feels like it's on pins and needles. So you know what that means, right? Because I'm finished that job, it's that time of day. Well, not too bad a job. I think I pulled the pin right there. These blackberries have been sprayed, which is a good thing, and quite a while ago too, it looks. Let's go for a little tour and see what I've done. There's a bit of a fridge, an old like fridge behind that hut, so I didn't go too much around that. There's a big bit of sheet of like corrugated iron on the other side behind it as well. I was a little bit worried about that, what was underneath. So generally, you know, a snake would be under there. I mean, it probably still, if there's one there, it probably wouldn't have even moved, to be honest. I mean, who knows? If it's hidden, it might have stayed there. So let's go and have a look and just see what I just did. Okay, so I started here, and yeah, look at that. It's a big difference. And I went around to the other side here in the second part. I've got some spray in the car as well, so I might just spray some of these ones here. Check this out. A lot of them were dead, but a lot of them weren't. So this is looking pretty good now. And it is actually Sweet Water Lodge, named after one of the builders. Took a sip of beer. There we go. So I went as far as here. These have been sprayed. They don't actually go that far. This is where the sheet of iron is. It's just down there. And I just don't trust what could be under it. It's quite large. It goes all the way down there. And there's an old fridge or something there. So I stopped at that. I didn't come any further. Just check out this big tree here. It's been down for a long time. This track used to go down to another little spot just down there. There was a little flat right on the river. It was pretty good. And there's a stump over here. And that's when I was here last, back in, oh, not the last time, time before that. And it was full of bull ants. It used to be real good access to the river just through there. I might even come in here. There's still a seat here where you can sit next to the river. This was the spot. This would have been a real good sort of camp spot if you could get in and clear it. So here's the seat. This is it's actually quite nice. That'll be such a good little swimming hole right there. And no doubt you get down there the fly rod and you'd fly fish right there. Anyways, it's time for me to sit down for a bit and take a bit of a break. The weather did look like it was going to come in a bit there for when I was around the back. I seen the clouds up there. It went real dark and I was like, ooh. I was a little bit worried about it, but I mean, look, end of the day, I've done what I've got to do. Fire's still going, and yeah, look, if we have a shower of rain, look, it doesn't bother me really. I'm set up in under the awning there. The swag's on top, on high ground. If it does rain, water would come down into where those logs were, but the swag would be okay, and I'd be fine. What happens next was completely unexpected when I went to start the vehicle just to check things were running okay. You guys can see that little bush rat down there and the gap. It's in there. That's what eats you wiring away in your car. Well guys, I just went to start my vehicle and I have a problem, which is not good. My luck is not good on these trips at the moment. I don't know what's going on. The leads aren't that old. You can see there the white spots, and it's all the way along. It's all the way along. I've had to cable tie a bit of heat shrink onto in between two leads because it was shorting out on the block. I've broken camp, so I'm getting out of here right now. I'm going to put that fire out and I'm going to head out. I'm going to go straight up over the Licola road to Licola tonight. It's pushing time. It's about 3 o'clock. So I don't think I've ever broken camp this quick in my time of going bush. But anyways, that's it for this, unfortunately. So stay tuned. Again, I can't do son of a bitch track. It might have to be next year now, or end of this year, like when the tracks are reopened. So twice now. Anyway, I don't know. I'm just having bad luck. So we've done the hut there in the background. Put that fire out and I'm getting out. So cameras down. Thanks for watching. stay safe, stay tuned. We'll see you in the next one. Just a quick one, guys. I do thank everyone for watching. I do enjoy making this content, and everyone who enjoys it is the reason that I keep rolling. So thanks for the thumbs up, everyone. Thanks to the members who support the channel and all the sponsors. See you soon. Stay safe. Just a quick stats update. I have come over the top of Mount Skeen right now, and I made a phone call to Leanne at the Licola Caravan Park, who happened to be in Traralgon. Now, up there for thinking, I rang her and asked her, well, I rang her back and asked her if she could pop into Burson's and pick up a set of leads for this 80 series, and she's done it. So I'm heading now down to the Licola Caravan Park. We're on the other side of Mount Skeen. It's real foggy at the top. It's a sprinkle of rain here. I reckon I'm about an hour off. So tonight I'll stay at Licola, the Caravan Park. She's got the leads. I'll fit them up in the morning, and I might make plans to come back out in the bush. I've got like 5 days worth of food in the car and fuel up back in Licola and then come out. Like, why not? I'll see what happens. I'll play this by ear. We'll see how we go. If it fits up, it's going to fit up alright. And then if it works out okay, and the weather's okay, then even if the weather's not, it's a bit awkward to go in to do son of a bitch track going back in. Like, I would have rather come down, because that's where I live. So if I can, I'll work it out. I'll see what happens. I might do something different. We'll see what happens, though. We'll see what happens. Alright, so let's play it by ear and let's get down to Licola, and I'll stay there the night, let the car cool down. Everything's okay at the moment. Pick them up in the morning and see what happens. You never know. It all nearly ended then. Sitting here doing about, I don't know, 80 k's along this road. It's pretty easy. And there was a deer sitting on the left hand side. I'm like, oh, don't you move. Don't you move. He didn't move. He moved about, I reckon, when I got to about 50 metres from it, it started running forward, and it just went past it, so it didn't come out on the road. Oh mate, this thing, I don't think it would have done anything in my car.